actually, that kind of leads into the update on the neighborhood slow zone application, which unfortunately I did not have good news. BatteryPark.TV was not selected, and then we applied, for those who don't know, with regurgitates office.
We'll apply it next year.
There were 75 neighborhoods who applied. They granted it to 15, and there's actually a ranking system, and we actually came in, I believe, 19th, which is encouraging in the sense that we can.
Maybe we'll come in fourth next time.
No, that way was too fast.
We scored very well in terms of nearby schools, in terms of community supports. We can thank our Jen's office. We did not score as well or as high as some neighborhoods in terms of the number of crashes. And so that was why we missed
I'm willing to take my car.
But now we
I'm
don't.
sure.
Now because there's a new administration coming soon, we don't know if this program will be continued or not. Obviously, we hope it will be, but definitely the cutoff being 15 and us being only 4 places away from that is definitely encouraging that that this neighborhood should apply for.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a treat.
Well, I'm really glad we got the other remediation.
That's not going to change, that's my question.
Sorry?
The other remediation that we did get?
No, those were completely two separate
Yeah, I'm
issues.
really happy we went for that now.
Yeah, so
It's
they
very
were
important. It's
not,
important.
so that is still going through. And this will just be something that next time DOT opens up for an application, we'll have to apply again.
Can you ask, I'm sorry.
Just one quick thing though too, I mean, in terms of the friendly amendment that was made at the full community board
Yes.
meeting, any conversation on that? Is the working group going to meet?
DOT, well, internally, they're looking at it right now, their design team, and I'm waiting for them to get back to us on their ideas, and then we're gonna go from there.
And have a conversation, because
Yeah, have a
there are people who are
conversation,
interested, I think, on both sides of the issue.
Yeah, and they
who
actually,
want to be heard.
and DOT wants to talk specifically to the building management too.
Yeah,
So they are looking at it internally, I just don't have.
okay,
anything
just
to
so
discuss.
there's an opportunity to have at least
Yeah.
Liberty Court be heard.
And then, so I guess what I want to be able to do is to tell the school community at our next PTA meeting and to tell the executive board, the warrant study is in progress, it takes 2 to 3 months. There is a huge concern, which I think some of the parents here can speak to, about what we do in the meanwhile, and are there any short-term solutions that can be looked at, either through the first precinct or suggestions that can be made if the school is going to petition, what are we petitioning for at the school, things like that, and the timing. They've asked, quite frankly, what advice the community board can loan to them for that, and that's what I'd like to get.
We had some ideas on that. I think we'll take that offline just in the interest of time. But working with the elected officials, a letter writing campaign, I mean, the warrant study is the official way to get it done. All the other stuff is good PR, and that should be thought out. But also, as I now will be very fond of saying, just know exactly what you want. Is it a light on that corner or other corners? Think that through. And so we know, so we'll be very specific about what we ask for. Alright? Because that is an awkward term. I mean, you may even see the lights when you get there. Maybe the light needs to be a block away.
Yeah,
I'm just
and then
suggesting.
light, stop sign, lots of.
Get some people to think about what would fix the problem.
That's what we're actually hoping the DOT could probably help guide the school.
Well, maybe we can get a separate meeting offline with the DOT and an interested group there. That might be a worthwhile thing. And maybe even Margaret's office would be happy to facilitate that with them. But that would be a good idea. There's a brainstorming session. What fixes this problem?
Yeah.
Because frankly, I'm not really that hopeful on the lawn side. We've done this now 3 times.
Although I'm not sure the battery placement was on the study last year.
It may not have.
It may not have been, but we have seen limited success based on overall volume, because what the requirements are is you need to tell people, please cross illegally so we qualify under a warrant study. There's no way we're going to tell kids that. There's no way we're going to tell families that. So then if that's the bureaucracy that's tied to that, then let's figure out alternate solutions that can make it better.
We should definitely schedule their warrant study on a day when we have one of the C-Walks.
Yeah, right, there you go.
Why doesn't this board recommend a resolution for the BPCA to pay for the lights like they did around the corner at Murray Street?
I actually looked into that. At the time, the BPC actually controlled the streets when they were developing this property before they turned it over to the city. The southern streets were turned over first. The northern streets were only turned over, I think within the last 18 months, something in that area. Do you remember those days? And at the time, they could put up a sign or a street light almost anywhere they wanted until they turned it over to the city. So right now, the streets are in the city's hands, and the authority cannot put it up without them being taken down again. If it was that simple, we would love them to do it, but it seems not to be legitimate. Let's go on to West Main Street Bridge.
Yeah, West End Street Bridge. We've been informed by the mayor's office that financing this bridge is back on track. There was a public design commission, as they spoke to us, I believe it was last spring now. They will most likely be coming back next month. And they might be making an ask of us, perhaps for a resolution or a letter in favor of the design to present to the public design commission. The only other news we got is information that the LMDC is going to be leading the environmental review study for the bridge. So I think this is all good news, that the bridge is kind of...
Who's paying for this bridge?
Sorry?
Who's paying for the bridge?
20 million of it was committed by LMDC.
Right.
Then there was an estimate that it would go up to, that wasn't enough for it, that it could go up to 30. And I think there was an agreement worked out where the authority would make up the difference for the LMDC.
$10 million from the authority.
I think as much as that, but I have to get those final numbers out now. To your point about 200,000 for kids.
$200,000 for
Right.
kids.
But we'll be able to get that information during the presentation.
But no, that's all great information, yeah.
And that's the update.
Did you guys get the memo on the DOT as much as we,
No, why don't you explain that?
Yeah, DOT the other day had 4 people out on Chambers Street, north and south corners on the bike lane, and Warren Street, north and south corners. They may have had other people other places. They had them with signs, and they were getting the bicyclists to stay to the right as they rode, and they were telling pedestrians and entitled carriage drivers pushing the babies to get onto the sidewalk in a very nice way, I must say. But they had signs, and they said wrong way, and they were directing traffic. It was a one-day